Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope you had an awesome and amazing Sunday. I did. We about to get into this week's review of Love During Lockup, Season 7, what episode we on? 6. Love does cost a thing. If it's your first time joining me, go ahead and like this video up, comment in the comment section, and most importantly, subscribe to the Redefine Me channel, okay? All right, y'all, we about to get into it. I'm going to give YouTube a few minutes to let y'all know that we are on. So, I hope y'all had a great weekend. This episode, like the rest of them, was like a 5 for me, okay? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all give this episode on a scale of 1 to 10. I give it a 5, okay? We're gonna kick it off in just a moment. Okay, so I want y'all come across my video to like the video. The Redefine Me channel is doing very well, but what we have is a dilemma where we have people that watch the channel but they don't subscribe. So go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and like. When you like the video, it pushes it out in the YouTube algorithm, okay? And when you subscribe, it just helps the channel grow. And they had this new thing on YouTube where it says hype. So I don't know what that means, like hyping up the video or whatever. And so I guess the more you hype a video up, the more YouTube sends it out to other people, okay? And so just want to put that out there. I love y'all so much, to all my new subscribers that have come through the family. Thank y'all so much. And let's jump into this video, okay? We're gonna kick it off with the first couple, which is going to be Goddess, Damon, and Bonita. Their storyline, in my opinion, is fake. I used to think that their storyline had some type of substance or something to it, but I am realizing the more they come on my screen that this storyline is just unadulterated fake. Fake, and this week was the fakest of it all, okay? So Goddess is about to meet up with Damon's mom, okay? And she about to meet up with his mom because they are about to go over to his storage unit. Now, Damon is scheduled to get out in a couple of days. I think he got like maybe 8 days or something like that left. And so now he's trying to get all his stuff together because he is going to be going over to his mom's house to live. So he's trying to get all of his stuff together and things like that. And so he is going to be using his mom and Goddess to get his stuff from Bonita. Bonita, y'all remember last week, was up here talking about, well, why you got to get your stuff from my house, because you're supposed to be paroling to my house. Apparently they are fiancés, okay? However, she don't know that he been talking to somebody else, and that his mom is right in the middle of the lies, helping him continue and further and feed the lies, okay? This is why I say this was fake, okay? When the mom got to her house, the mom was dressed to the nines, right? The mom had on some heels and earrings and all this other stuff. You're supposed to be moving somebody's stuff out of storage. I ain't never had a moving day where I was dressed up, hair all done, makeup on, and all of this. Unless I was going somewhere afterwards, and 9 times out of 10, when you moving, hey, what's going on, Kevin? When you moving, ain't nobody about to be, you know, getting dressed up to help somebody move. So that's why I feel like this storyline was fake. The mom came for her 5 minutes of fame, and the mom is flawed too, because you can love your child, but you do not have to support their foolishness. Like, you don't have to sit up here and know that this man is playing these 2 women against each other, and you right there along for the support. No, that is not the way it should go down. So they get together, she speaks to her daughter and everything like that when the mom get in. Then they leave to head over to the storage. Now, at the same time they leaving to head over to the storage, Bonita is in her car and she's going over to the storage because Bonita said, listen, Damon don't know I sold most of his stuff because bills and stuff was due. So now I cannot allow them to get into the storage unit. Now, this is what had me thinking it was false. Because the mom said she had a key to the storage unit. It was only one lock on the storage unit. But Bonita was going over there. Okay, so I guess I can understand what she did. She went over there and she put on the second lock. Now, the second lock the mom doesn't have a key to. So Bonita was going over there to stop them from getting into the storage unit. But then again, if the mom had one key because she knew it was one lock. So when it was two locks, when she walked up on it, why did she try to use her one key for the other lock? See, that's why I'm saying it don't make no sense and it's fake to me, okay? So Benita drives over the storage. She put the lock on. She says, they're not getting that storage. I need some more time to come up with a storyline as to why it is that I sold his stuff. I don't see why you need time to come up with a storyline. Benita is his baby's mom. You have his child. So why couldn't you simply say, hey, I needed the money to be able to provide for our child while you're locked up? Like, that's what I would have done, but whatever, because I guarantee that Benita didn't use that on the child. She probably used it on herself, okay? If I look down, I'm taking notes. Okay, I had took notes. So they go on, they driving over there. Benita is saying that she's happy that they don't have to go to Benita house because she don't like dealing with baby moms. But then she goes and corrects herself before we could jump down her throat. She said, I went from dealing with no baby moms to dealing with the dude that has 4 baby moms. And now she has to deal with the one that decided she wanted to be on the show, which was Benita. Okay, so she glad they going to the storage unit and not over at Benita's house. Benita gets in her car and she leaves, right? So they pull up to the storage. The mom is trying the little locks and everything. Then Damon calls, right? They at the storage unit. Benita tells, Goddess tells him, we can't get in your storage unit. The key isn't working for the locks. And that's why this is fake, because if they would have said the key isn't working for the locks, why did he say what locks? There should only be one lock on the unit. So he said, oh, Benita must have been there. I'm going to call her, blase blah. He knew Benita had did that. He probably told her to do that so they could have something to trump up this weak storyline. He calls Benita and he's like, what's up with the storage unit? She starts laughing and everything. And that's really all that happened with them, okay? Because they cut to the part when she was giving him an explanation. What else happened with them? He act like he was confused about why the storage unit had 2 locks on it, but already you knew Benita had did it. He said Benita is, kind of wild and out of control. She is Scorpio. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but whatever. Okay, let's move on to the next couple, Emily and Justin. I don't know why we always have to start off this episode with Emily and Justin. Okay, they make it seem like they are the couple with the most going on. Maybe they're trying to pay homage to Justin because y'all know Justin is no longer with us, okay? And so Emily and Justin, Justin calls to apologize from the night before because y'all remember Emily had went to Vegas and she was up here within this porn looking hub house, okay, trying to shoot some content, okay? And so he said he apologized for the way that he came at her. That was uncalled for, okay? She said after you said your concerns about me doing the content, I didn't do the content, which I think is a lie. I think she still did the content. She just said, I'm not going to tell him that I'm doing the content, okay? Because that's the way she kind of makes her money right now. So I don't believe that he talked to her one time and she was just like, oh, I'm not going to do content no more. What's going on? I think that's House. I can't see your name. What's going on? So he says that he apologized. She said she didn't do the content. And then he asks her for money and she sends him $3,000. Okay. He says he needs the $3,000 from her so that he can make a commissary store. So he's trying to start a business outside of the commissary store. He wants to buy a bunch of stuff, then resell it to the inmates so he can constantly get money coming in. I mean, I guess it's a good idea, but at the end of the day, it might be illegal, Justin, for you to be doing that. And now you putting it out on the TV that's what you're doing. But I don't know. Whatever they got to do, I guess, in prison to survive, that's what it is. You said it's Josue? Oh, okay. I guess that's how you say it. What's up, Josue? Okay. So he does that and she sends him the money. He makes his own little store, okay? We're panning over to her mom's house. She arrives to go see her son. Now, her son act like, who is this woman, Harpo? Like, he looked like he did not really know who she was. He was standing there in shock, and that's how you know. What's up, Tasha? He was standing there in shock, the son, and that's how you know that she does not visit her son like that, and she does not interact with her son. The son's standing on the porch with his pajamas, looked like it was on, and the mom is right there beside him, and she's giving him a hug like, oh, I'm here, I miss you, let's get tucked in and all this other stuff, okay? Because soon as she gets there, she don't spend no time with the son. She says, whatever you want to do, and then says it's bedtime. And I'm like, wait a minute, ain't the sun still up? Like, she don't spend no time with this boy, okay? The mom lets us know that she does not agree with Emily's lifestyle. Okay, she does not agree with Emily's lifestyle. She does not like the fact that she does what she does. She says she feels like it is a degrade to her body. Okay, she says that. And then in the next breath, when Emily tells her that Justin doesn't want her to do content, that he doesn't want her to do these things, but asks her for money, the mom goes and says, well, the nerve of Justin is trying to dictate what you're doing. I'm like, Mom, but wouldn't you be excited that Justin is telling her, do not do these things to your body because it's not okay? And so the mom is just like, wishy-washy with it. I guess the fact that Justin said it, she has an issue with it. If somebody else would have said it that wasn't locked up, she probably would have had an issue with it, okay? She starts crying about sending Justin money, and the mom says, well, don't send him no more money. I mean, case closed, point blank, period. You don't have it to send. Don't send it to him. He'll be fine, okay? So Emily is telling her mom, listen, I got to go because I got to meet up with his grandmother, okay? So she goes and she gets the grandmother a bottle of Chardonnay, and she goes to meet up with grandma, right? Emily gets to her house, and she's like, hey, grandma, I brought you a bottle of wine and all this stuff. And she's like, oh, my gosh, how did you know? Apparently, the grandma likes to sip. So she come on in the house, and the grandma is up here saying, grandma, I was nervous to meet you because, I'm a ho, Merry Christmas, right? And so the grandma is like, well, I know 20 marriages. This is what the grandma said. I know 20 marriages where the women are with the men for the money. I said, grandma, how many hoes you know? You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, is that really selling your body? Because let's just be honest. What women are with men who can't take care of them, right? What women are doing that? There are a lot of women that most oftentimes, even since the time, like say Bridgerton, that show, for example, them women only looked for men who had status that could take care of them. So that's been since that period in time. Women have always sought out men that are going to take care of them, right? So she had been talking about, 20 marriages where women are with the man for the money. That doesn't necessarily mean that they hoeing like Emily doing. So you can't compare the two. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way of the world. The man is the one that's supposed to bring in the money and work and do all of that. The woman is the one that's supposed to, be taken care of, things like that, even though she contributes to the household as well and stuff like that. But the most oftentimes, women look for men who got some little, something going on. Most oftentimes, men, back in the day, you look for men who got nice cars or men who got the expensive jewelry or the clothes. And you'd be like, oh, wow, he, might be making some money. Women gravitate to him, even though it has been ugly men that women have gravitated towards because they got money. Tasha said that's very true. Even the ones that look for potential, they want to support them. Yes, so they can get up and, up and running. Yeah, and support the woman. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I don't know what the grandma point was. No woman wants a man that's not going to have something going on. So I don't know what that was about, but I guess she was trying to make Emily feel better about her being a ho, Merry Christmas. Okay. So Emily felt good. She was like, oh, wow, this is awesome. I was scared to tell you that I was a ho. But now, this whole conversation shifted. So she's showing pictures of Justin's mom and all of this and their past and everything. And she says that when Justin mom was about 23, she started seeing visions, okay? But with that, she also said she got on drugs and alcohol. So I'm like, maybe she started seeing the visions because the drugs was in her system. Like, I didn't understand this part of it. So Justin goes further and says the mom got on drugs and alcohol and she was a schizophrenic, right? And so apparently the mom had mental health issues and she wasn't the best mom to Justin. So that means that Justin went out and committed a life of crime and he had been in the prison since he was a juvenile. So then we get a phone call from Justin, and this is where Justin had me messed up. Justin calls on the telephone. She tells the grandma, I'm going to step outside and take this phone call. She steps outside. We get Justin on the other line telling him, yeah, babe, how you doing? I'm glad you're with my grandma and all this stuff like that. He says, I know you just sent me $3,000, but I'm going to need $6,000 because I stumbled upon this crypto situation. I've been reading books on it for about 24 hours. I said, Justin, you got me messed up because boy, oh boy, if I just sent you 3K, I'm not going to turn around and send you no dag on $6,000 for some crypto. Crypto is not guaranteed. He told her, well, I'm going to have the money back to you in a couple of weeks. I said, everybody that has heard of crypto, he just now hearing about crypto because he's locked up and they got time to kill reading books and stuff. But we on the outside world already know the risk that comes with crypto. So why the heck would she sit up and just give you $6,000? So she says, well, where I'm supposed to pull it from? My cooch? Because this sure ain't coming out my booty. And I was like, girl, well, you've been pulling the money from your cooch. So why you sitting up here acting like you can't pull it from there before? You're the one that's a SMEX worker. I mean, come on. So I just said, good night. 3K is way more than what he needs in prison. Absolutely. He claims he's using it to start a commissary business. But child, Emily even says something is going on. I believe something is going on with him too when he asking them for 6K. So she says, I don't have that type of money to give. I'm out here supporting my child. Got to take care of myself. Got to do this. Got to do that. Right? And he's just like, well, I'm going to get it back to you and all of this stuff like that. Right? So then all of a sudden he hangs up the phone. Emily is pissed off, but she got to keep her calm because she's going back in to talk to grandma. She asked the grandma, she said, have you sent him some money? Right? You said, true. Have you sent him some money? The grandma said, oh yeah, I just sent him like $25 when he asked me for here and there. And Emily was like, huh, that's interesting. Grandma said, child, I only send about $25 and that's every now and then. Emily the one that is the cash cow that's sending him the big money. Okay. And that was really it for them. Emily and Justin, Justin full of crap. He would have had me messed up. I'm not sending you no freaking extra money. Okay. Moving on to the next couple, which is Rich and Felicia. But $6,000 for prison is crazy. It is crazy. $6,000. Listen, if you give somebody $6,000, most oftentimes they putting it on their commissary and they using it for their phone calls and stuff like that. $6,000 should carry them for some years. So I'm guessing. Like, I don't know how much the stuff costs in prison, but I'm just guessing. So let's get on to Rich and Felicia. Rich is the most lame dude I have ever seen on this show. He always crying a river. He always so excited about this chick Felicia because she done been in jail since she was 17 and now she like 26. So she hasn't been tainted by the world. But Rich, that don't mean just because she been in prison and she hasn't had real life experiences doesn't mean she's a better woman than outside women. Okay. So Rich is a special case. Okay. He thinks she is special because she has experienced life. Rich is pulling up to meet up with Felicia's friend Kay that was locked up with her. You say he's a predator. Who, Rich? You think Rich is Rich got some issues. Hold on. Yeah, Rich got some issues for sure. He got some issues for sure, but we're going to talk about it. He pulled up to meet the friend Kay. Kay was locked up with Felicia. Kay did a couple of months with her. And I'm like, how is he meeting her friend after this friend only really knew Felicia for a couple of months? It's not like y'all was locked up together for like 5 years or something like that. Y'all really don't even know each other like that. So they sit at the table, they get a little drink or whatever. He was like, what you get locked up for? She said DUI. And I was like, wow, okay. So she drink and drive and do her thing, right? So then she says, do you know about Felicia pen pal making business? And I said, pen pal making business? Let me tell y'all something. This is an actual thing. I'm sad because I got school. Oh, well, you'll be fine. How old are you? You got school tomorrow. Now, if you under a certain age, you might got be put out the room. How old are you? So she does this pen pal making business, right? And so the pen pal making business brings her in some money. Now, what's funny is on TikTok lately, like not lately because they kind of died off. Like I have been seeing people coming up talking about these pen pal businesses. Okay, I'm gonna have to let you go, Josue. You can't be. I don't know. Oh, shoot. I don't know how they even let you in this live. I love you, baby boy, but 10 years old, you can't be on my live. Right, Tasha? We can't have that. So you have to come back when you 18. And I always put when I start my lives, no kids. So I don't know how YouTube allows that to slide under the crack unless he's using somebody's account that is over 18. I get that sometimes, y'all. Anyway, let's get back to the live. So TikTok, they've been having this pen pal making thing, right, where you can earn money. So one day I went into a live on TikTok and they was talking about how they write letters to certain casinos and different things like that, right? And I'm like, what is this about? So it sounds fishy, but apparently all these people start coming out with ways you can make money by writing letters and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe that's what Felicia got going on. The same thing they was doing over on good old TikTok, okay? And so the friend lets her know that she talks to about 22. No. Felicia called. And Felicia says that she talks to about 22 to 24 guys a day. And she makes $1,500 a week. She says she telling them in the letters, oh, I love you. When I get out, I'm going to be with you. Making them all these false promises, right? And that's how she ends up getting her money. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. Men is falling for this crap. I said, this is insane. So not only does she have the pen pal making business, she also has Kay's mom as her manager. So the mom is locked up also. I said, these just a bunch of felons. Rich is an idiot. Rich seemed like he came out of his house and he got a nice car or whatever. Dude, find somebody in the free world and get away from these felons. But see, Rich got low self-esteem. When you got low self-esteem, you'll settle for whatever somebody tells you and whoever you can get. Tasha said, Felicia is anything but pure, right? She will run circles around Rich and go right back to her boyfriend, Yeb, who is locked up. And I think that's what's going to end up happening. Because her friend even said that. She said, boy, when Felicia get out, she going to take this dude on a ride. He is not ready for the type of chick that she is because she has been a career criminal. That's all she knows. She been locked up since she was 17. She don't know nothing else. And even Rich said that she don't know. She has had life experiences and all this stuff. And he thinks that makes her some type of pure angelic individual. No, that just means she ain't lived no life. But she's been in prison since 17 doing all type of crimes and building her criminal resume. So you think she don't know how to run game on you and anybody else that's out here? Child, that's what she do. So Kay's mom is the manager, the pimp as far as I'm concerned, because she says whenever Felicia is on a visit with one of these dudes, the pimp manager ends up writing the other dudes so they can keep the money flowing. And you know the mom is getting a cut of some of that money as well. So Rich gets on the phone when Felicia calls. He said, hey, I got to ask you a question. Did you write me or did your manager write me? She pauses and she's just like, I was the one that reached out and wrote you. I said, lies. How are we supposed to believe that it was you and not the pimp manager? We don't know that. Y'all running a business, right? So Rich is so stupid because if I heard this crap, I would be done with Felicia because I'm like, how do I know that I'm not one of your tricks that you're doing, right? If your feelings for me are really genuine, right? But he's sitting up here all giddy and kiki and all this on the phone with her. And he's like, oh, okay. I just wanted to know that. Dude, you don't realize that she's been working with 22 to 20. Felicia tells us that he don't know that she been talking to like 24 dudes. That she think he been talking to less. She been talking to less dudes than that. But whatever the case is, she's still been talking to dudes. Why she talking to you? So what is the problem? Child, Rich says bye to Kay. He gets up in his car. You said trying to say he's a fool. He can't see through that. Exactly. No man wants their woman to be up here talking to all these multiple dudes, sending them money. That's crazy work to me. No. So Rich gets in his car, right? He's sitting up here and he riding and stuff. He talking about something. He texts Kay. Now he just met Kay, the friend. He texts Kay and said, let's hook up later for some smoke. He just met the friend and said, let's hook up later for some smoke. Then the friend, of course, tells Felicia. Felicia calls him and says, you got me messed up. You're very secretive and slick. You trying to hook up with my friend, blah, blah, blah. He gets mad because he's like, well, I think your friend is cool. So that's why I'm trying to hook up with her. And that's why I'm trying to smoke with her because I'm cool with her. He lets us know that if the shoe was on the other foot, that he wouldn't have a problem if Felicia hooked up with one of his homeboys to smoke that she thought was cool. That's a lie as well. No man I know is, if you're in a relationship with a man, he is not going to want you to be having male friends outside of him or hooking up with one of his homeboys. Because we've heard so many stories where the homeboy was smashing his girl and then they end up getting together and all this other stuff. He's lying. That would not be the case. Now, Felicia had a valid point in this moment. I would have been like, why are you sitting up here trying to talk to my friend? You just met her. So why do you think she's that cool where you need to hook up and smoke with her? I don't understand that. But Rich was just overreacting, huffing and puffing because she felt the way. And I think she had a valid point. Rich is ridiculous. He needs to stop talking to Felicia. Rich is just a placeholder. Felicia is waiting for her real man to get out. She don't want to be bothered with Rich old goofy self for real, because I don't care what no woman says. No woman wants a man that is spineless, a weak, that she can run over top of, that she can take advantage of, okay? Nobody wants that. No woman wants that. A woman wants a manly man. Don't a woman want no dude that could be one of the girlfriends? And what kind of man wants to hang out with another female's friend if you ain't got no other motives? Now, I don't know if Rich looked at Kay and was like, she cute and all, let's see if she keep a secret. But something ain't right with that. Something ain't right with that. Only gay dudes want to be hanging out with women and stuff like that. Okay, let's move on to the next couple. Rich is crazy. Their relationship ain't gonna work no way. Kaylee and Michael. We opened up. Y'all know the moms had a Real Housewives of Atlanta water fight last week, and so her mom is leaving. Right, her mom says she's going to call an Uber to get the heck out of there. Now, this is what's crazy to me. I think that Kay's mom was wrong for throwing water on Mike's mom. But I also think Kay was wrong for sitting there making your mom get in an Uber while you sat there and tried to stroke Mike's mom ego so she wouldn't tell Mike and overreact to him and everything. That's your mom. She rode with you. You made this lady take an Uber all the way back to wherever. Now, it seemed like it was a distance, because when she got on the phone with Mike, she said, I made my mom take an Uber all the way back to Phoenix. So that's what makes me think that it was maybe some distance or something that her mom had to travel. So you sitting there, the mom goes to get an Uber. You sit up there apologizing to Mike, mom. Mom is talking about some, wait till Mike hear about this. I'm going to tell him everything. And she's like, I apologize, trying to suck up to her and all of that. Soon as Kay left, here comes Mike, mom. Mike calls the mom and she says, you know what just happened? Do you know what just happened? Kay's mom threw water on me and all this other stuff. And Mike is like, why would she do that? And all of this, okay? In this episode, I finally realized that what Kay's mom said was true. Mike's mom does think she's better than anybody else. She does think she's at least better than Kay's mom. Let me not put anybody else, because we ain't talking about anybody else, but she does think she's better than Kay's mom and Kay, because of the way that Mike carried himself in this moment. Because he made it seem like that. Why would her mom do something like that? That is ridiculous. Mike says that it feels like that they ambushed you and all this other stuff, right? Because of course, every time you say something to somebody about a story, you're never going to tell how bad you were in the story. You're going to make yourself feel like the victim so people can be on your side. And that's what Mike's mom did, because they were both wrong in this moment. Kay's mom definitely should not have started it at all. You should be able to conduct yourself as a woman without having to pick up something and throw it. But Mike's mom also was saying some real crazy stuff to her that probably got her riled up, right? And Mike's mom also participated in throwing of the water, okay? Mike think he better than Kay. Mike think he better than her mom. And I'm going to tell y'all why in a minute. What else happened? She goes home. Kay goes home. And when she gets home, she gets a phone call from Mike or whatever. Mike is up here saying in his little confessional that he is going to teach his wife about money. He going to teach his wife how to do money because she has a spending problem. But she done spent $42,000 on you, sir. And not only that, you have been ciphering money from her, putting it in a savings account that she don't know about. You got over $14,000 in the saving account. You and your old crooked mom, y'all up here plotting against your wife. Now, this is supposed to be your wife at this point. But you got a secret account that she don't know about, that you've been taking her money and putting, because Mike ain't working, so where you getting the money from? We know the mom ain't giving you money, and that's why I said he think he better than Kay. I'm gonna have to teach her about money. Why? Because you read a couple of books while you've been locked up, and now all of a sudden you think you better than her because you done found a way how to take some of the money she been giving you and put it on your books and then put the rest of it in a savings account. So you think you better than her because of that? You got me messed up. And when she find out, if she don't get pissed off about it, something's wrong with her. So fast forward, when she get home, she didn't get no phone call from him yet. She actually was getting ready because her cousin is coming over to take some sexy pictures of her so she can send it to Mike, okay? She put a little makeup on. She had some little lingerie, look like dollar store lingerie or whatever. She puts that on. Her cousin comes over. They picking out the looks that they want. They start posing for these photos. It looked like a 5-year-old was taking these photos. I said, your cousin is a photographer? Like, I'm trying to understand. Maybe she had to do some editing or something. I don't know. Every time I see Kay's body, I'm just like, I can't believe this girl went and had a body makeover. It don't look like she had nothing done. That was a waste of $9,000. Child, if your body was going to come out and look like that, you might as well just went ahead and just got a regular old trainer and just tried to make it do what it do like the rest of us. But her body looked jacked up. I was like, look at her. I said, and this ain't body shaming. She the one that said she went and had her body done, but it looked horrible. It absolutely looks horrible. So Mike ends up calling while she's doing these photos. She go in the bathroom. She talking to him, and he's just like, why would your mom do this? Throw water at my mom and all this stuff. She says, I did not condone what my mom did. I did tell my mom that she's wrong for that. The whole nine. She shouldn't have done that and everything like that. Okay. Mike says he wants to resolve. She says she want to resolve the issues with the mom. Mike says when he get out, they're going to resolve the issues with the mom. He says that the one thing that you need to do, though, is make sure that everything is set when I get out, that the savings account is set, the bills is paid off, all of this is going on. She's up here telling some, yeah, I have everything under control. When she gets off the phone, she let us know that she doesn't have everything under control because she's had to send him money, take care of 4 kids, take care of herself, and she don't make that much money. And I already knew that she didn't have it all under control because of the fact, like she said, she got 4 kids that she's taking care of and sending him money. And she told us, I'm trying to keep his cards up. I'm trying to keep his counts right. And the whole time, she don't even know that he got side money. Could you imagine being married and you up here struggling while your husband's away? You're struggling and he got money and he's not sending you money to make sure that the house is taken care of, to make sure that the kids are taken care of, to make sure that things on. See, he's selfish. He's only thinking about himself. That's why he got that side money to the side. In case things don't work out, he could have a nest egg where he could run off into the sunset because them ain't his kids. He ain't got no attachment to her. Her husband. Okay, you got that right, Tasha. Because a real man, a real husband is not going to sit up here and see his wife about his struggling like that, know he got money, and not say nothing. That's crazy work to me. What else with them? Hold on. And she also let us know, too, that he has $6,000 in fines. He got $6,000 in fines, but he's sitting on $14K. You are a freaking loser. A loser to be sitting on that money. But that little $14K will be, it's going to be gone quick. It's going to be gone quick. He got $6K in fines, and he ain't took some of that money. At least told his mom to take $6,000 and pay the fine. Something is up with that. Something up with that. But she's stupid. She's stupid. Because ain't no way I'm going to keep sending him money. Ain't no way I'm be up here struggling. And then you go to the store and buy him a $700-something outfit. And your mom done too. Because I wouldn't have paid for it either. But anyway, let's get off them two stupids and them nasty photos. I don't even know how them photos going to make it to the prison. Because I heard that the prison goes through the mail. And they don't let them be sending these photos and stuff, these racy photos. So I don't know how that's going to work. But I think that was the last couple, y'all. Kay and Mike, Rich, Felicia. Let me make sure I got everybody. Emily and Justin. Yes. I feel like I'm missing somebody, but maybe not. Nope. That's all the couples, y'all. This episode was a 5. It was a 5. Love During Lockup. I do these reviews for the Love After Lockup franchise, but Love During Lockup is the one that sucks the most, in my opinion. Okay, all of these couples, nobody is going to make it. We didn't get Mikhail or Michael and the other chick. What's her name? Yo Mama. Okay, the rapper. We didn't get them. We didn't get Monique and Titus, okay? Not all these storylines are trash. There's not even one storyline that I'm like at all kind of interested in. Like none of them, because all of them are fake. All the people out of all the people in the world love During Lockup. You mean to tell me you could not have found some interesting inmates? I used to be able to do these lives and be on here for about 45 minutes to an hour. But now my lives be like 30 some minutes and I'm done reviewing this crap. No one is interested at all. Not no one. And because I'm a person that likes to start what I finish or finish what I start, I continue to review it. Now, the only show I stopped reviewing was the Braxtons. Their last... What was the Braxtons, not the Family Values, but the one they had just recently came out with. Now, I was reviewing that show for a little bit, but in the middle of it, I stopped doing it because it was the same stuff every single week, the same exact thing, and I was over it. I was like, I'm not doing this no more. I said, I'm not interested in it. That's the only time I have stopped reviewing a show. And Love After Lockup, I love it. So I just, I do it because Love During Lockup sucks. But Love After Lockup to me is more interesting. But Love After Lockup is supposed to be, you're supposed to get at least 2 couples from Love During Lockup or something. But I don't know who that would be outside of Bonita, Goddess, and whatever, the mom. But they don't seem interesting when he get out. I mean, when he get out, it's going to be drama because the girl's going to find out about each other and he going to be wondering where his clothes went. That's about it. Tasha says, I just watched because it's something to watch. Right. I used to be a Love After Lockup, but now we can see the storylines. Exactly. Where's the stream starting? What you mean? What's up, KT? So it's just foolishness anyway. But that's my review for Love During Lockup, child. Ain't nothing really going on. Ain't nothing really going on. What's up, Kelly? I used to be able, like I said, to do these reviews for a long time, but this episode was whack. It was a 5. It happened again. What? Okay, that's fine. Let me go ahead and show him the door. I thought Trolls was done coming to my lives, but I guess not. I don't know what the heck they be talking about. But anyway, y'all, yeah, I gave it a 5. All of these couples suck. Emily and 5 is generous. You said 5. Oh, 5 is generous for the review. Yeah. I mean, 5 is generous, really. I mean, really, this episode, in my opinion, a 3? I'm going to say a 3. Because we got Emily and Justin. Justin is, no longer here on Earth with us. That is full of crap. Every time she gets on the screen, she keeps talking about her daggone Smex work, her content. That's all she talks about. Then this episode, I guess they decided, let's show her son to give her some other type of substance outside of being a corn worker. But then they show her son for 5 seconds. They should have just left her son off the screen. Don't show him at all. And then when she get to the house, all she did was say, oh my gosh, I miss you. Gave him a hug and said, okay, bedtime. Like, they don't show her interacting with the child at all. Almost like she don't care. She don't want to do that. All she thinking about is her content. That's all she cares about. Being in that brothel, letting some old nasty dude hunch up on you and get the money. That's it. That's all she cares about. Then God is the mind and Bonita is just stupid because Baltimore ain't but this big. So how the heck you try and get away with daggone having a poly relationship? The mom wrong because she fueling the mess. The mom in the middle of the crap. She just want to have 5 minutes fame because who goes and helps somebody move something from storage with heels on? The mom had heels on, flashy earrings. Her hair was all done, makeup and the whole 9. Bonita sees right through it, and Bonita knows it. Bonita knows something going on. She knows that that mom and him is keeping the lie alive. She knows that. That's why she went and put that second lock on that storage, because she was like, y'all not about to, and because she need to buy some time. But my thing is too with Benita, you're going to buy time and do what? Like, how you want to buy time and get the clothes? You sold them. So what are you trying to buy time to buy the stuff back? Because if the stuff was name brand and expensive, so you say, and you're up here struggling to pay bills, how you going to buy the stuff back? But you going to go around the neighborhood and see if they'll sell you the stuff back? Just stupid. And God is sitting up there with her all goofy self. Yeah, I don't deal with baby mamas, but then I deal with this dude that got 4 baby mamas. I'm like, girl, sit down. Sit down. Tasha says, right, I'm helping you with storage. I'm not wearing earrings. Right, I'm wearing sneakers and a t-shirt. I mean, I've moved several times. I've helped people move. I've never showed up with heels on and be like, yeah, so where the boxes at? Excuse me? And then we got Kaylee and Mike, which is dumb. The bad butch body Kaylee, child, spent $9,000, went on down to Mexico, and they gave her the butcher house special. Like, she looks like a slab of meat that you would see in one of them meat lockers that they got to cut the meat on. She looks a whole hot mess. She's sitting up here taking these sexy photos that she's sending to her daggone husband that's locked up. You already know when they're in prison, they go through that mail. So he probably ain't going to get them photos anyway. Yup. Just stupid. He's sitting up here thinking he better than her because he done read 2 money books. Not the Rocky. Yes, Tasha, that's what it is. The Rocky punching meat. That's how her body look. That's how her body look. She spent $9,000 on that, and then she claims she got a BBL. I said, where? Where? I don't see. Kaylee looks like a regular woman that she has 4 kids that pushed out 4 kids. That's what she looks like. Just a regular, smuggler woman. If I had a mommy makeover child, everybody's going to know it. They're going to be like, Tasha looks good. I don't know what she had done, but she looks good. You're not going to see no fupa, no rolls, no nothing going on. Fat is going to be a non-existent if I'm spending the money. Now, maybe she didn't spend enough. I don't know. Maybe she did the makeover and then she went back to eating McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, and all this stuff. See, you got to maintain the body. You just can't get the surgery done and then go back and do whatever the heck you want to do, right? But I'm not going to spend that much money. I could have went ahead and got on a good eating plan or spent the money with some of these eating plan like Weight Watchers or whatever. Shoot, she could have got the GLP-1 shot. She could have did anything outside of going all the way to Mexico and having that be the end result. She didn't lose any weight prior to the surgery, right? And thought she could go back to eating habits, right? You have to have a lifestyle change. Absolutely. That's even when you take the GLP-1, Monique, okay? Because Monique wanted us to believe she lost 100 pounds. We saw her go in one workout class on this season so far, and she wasn't even working out. She went up in there like this, with a full face of makeup on. Who the heck goes and works out with a full face of makeup on and a lace front wig? Baby, the way I sweat, that wig would be sliding off before the class was over. I mean, y'all make it make sense. Like, we're not dumb. You can't sit up here and make it seem like that you lost all this weight and all this stuff. Ma'am, you're lying, okay? You want a quick fix like some of these women these days that don't want to take the initiative to actually go and work out. You want a quick fix pill. Now, let's just keep it 100. Some women need help. I'm one of those ones, right? That need a little assistance. But I don't think that I'm just going to take a magic pill and all of a sudden the weight is going to melt off. I have to know that I have to put in the work on top of the medicine to be able to get where I want to get. And some people minds ain't ready to do that, right? And since past 40 years old, my weight has been doing, all types of things. Right? And so it's just one of them things where you have to have a mindset to want to do it. You can't think I'm going to take this pill and I'm going to lose all this weight and it's going to be great. Exactly. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the work, right? So, what are you talking about, Kaylee and Mike? Mike think he better than Kay, because he's sitting up here, I know about money. If you knew about money and if you was really smart, then you wouldn't be locked up right now, okay? And his mom has this complex with her too. I believe Kay's mom when she said she thinks she better than people. She does. When they were showing the past pictures, she had the little pose in the pictures like, I'm better than you, right? And she passed that on to Mike. Even though he locked up, he think he better than Kay. And he's saving all her money. Exactly, Tasha. All her money. Because he ain't working. And then he got a $6,000 fine debt that he has not paid. And you mean to tell me you sitting on 14K? When he come out, if she don't check the mess out of him, something wrong with her. Then we got old simp Rich and Felicia, who thinks Felicia's Mother Teresa because she been locked up since she was 17 and she ain't been exposed to the world. She been exposed to something, all right, Rich. Wait till she come out. She gonna be running circles around you, doing all type of crazy stuff. Rich thinks in his mind that she gonna stop doing this pen pal thing once she get out. That's the way she been making money. She not stopping that crap. Now, she may have to stop it when she get out because they would be, sending money to her books and stuff, and she not in prison no more. But as far as writing these dudes or calling them and letting them know that she out and she need money and all that, you think that's going to stop? Because she going to get out. She ain't got no skills. How she going to make money? She going to have to continue to hustle up and do what she got to do. So she going to try to use Rich as a trick. And then she gonna keep these other dudes in the back pocket feeding them stuff so she could go ahead and have, money still coming in. Come on now, Rich, you can't be this dumb. Rich, like I said, he look like he live in a good neighborhood, got a good car and everything like that. But he mentally is messed up. He mentally messed up. He up here going to psychics and all this other things, trying to get them to give him some type of revelation on if this relationship is going to work and if she's the one and all this. Child, Rich, you could have called me and I would have told you, look, after watching this show for only 6 episodes, I can tell you, sir, she about to run circles on you and she ain't the one. You might as well find somebody in the free world to be with. Where is his cousin at? Remember we saw his cousin? Where is his male cousins or men in his life that's going to give him the real? He needs a man that's going to look at the situation and be like, yo, she about to run you. She trying to run game on you and you need to leave her alone. There's other women in the world. You ain't got to deal with some inmate chick. And that's it. That's all that was on the show. I just did a little quick recap for y'all. But ain't none of these couples going to make it. And we just going to be here to watch this bad train wreck. It's like watching a bad accident. Like, you can't look away from it. You want to be like, I don't want to watch this anymore. But you just like, wait a minute, what's going to happen? And I hate the way production keeps on putting in little things in the scene, like what's coming up next, as if that's in this episode, and it's not. They keep putting like clips of Monique and clips of Yo Mama in the scenes, and they not even on the episode, because I've had to go and watch it on different platforms because I thought I missed something, and I was like, well, they not in the episode, so why are they even putting them in the what's coming up next and all of that? Maybe they're meaning for next week or whatever. I don't know, but whatever. And then Yo Mama, her big old goofy self, she's sitting up here still trying to say, I need to figure out what's really going on with Mikhail. Girl, Michael is his name, number 1. Number 2, he got life. That's all you need to know. Like, get her off our screen. Like, why is she even still a cast member? Love After Lockup producer should have said, you know what, ma'am, you ain't got nothing going on. Thank you for coming. Then what they need to do is get some new producers, new casting agents. Hire me, Love After Lockup, because I will look at these people that send in this footage, and I'll be like, nope, that's not going to work because their storyline is fake. Like, I will pick it up real quick. They need to hire some real life people that has been watching this show for years and give them the skinny on these people, because apparently they can pick out who it is that's fake and who it is that's real. Come on now, y'all gotta give us something to work with. Because after a while, what's going to end up happening is people are going to lose the love for watching the show. And then they're going to check out. And then you got the YouTubers, the content creators that really keep the show alive, keep it 100. Now, I'm on a smaller scale content creator, but there's a lot of content creators that's larger than me that review this show as well. You're going to start having us feel like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to review this no more. Then all of a sudden, before you know it, the popularity of the show is going to take a dive, and then before you know it, it's off the air. So y'all need to bring it and do something. And don't bring it and do nothing fake. Bring it and do something that's authentic and real, so that we can really be like, wow, that's what's going on. Like, come on, y'all need to cut some of these people. Stop resurrecting people and you think this going to bring the show back to life. Like Monique, she ain't doing nothing. We didn't need her to come back. She sucks. Her storyline is whack. We didn't need her to come back at all. And then wherever these new people that you find in them, man, y'all need to vet them a little bit more. And it ain't no way that Aisha and Michael should have been on this show knowing that that dude had life. Y'all didn't vet him and see how long he had, because the idea is that he's supposed to be getting out soon. But he ain't never getting out. And y'all let this dude up on our TV and let them be a part of the cast. And Aisha up here acting like she's slow. I think next week we supposed to meet her daughter. And I guess she finally told her daughter that she's dealing with the inmate. And her daughter supposed to be giving her the real on Michael and all of that. Child, bye. The daughter probably already knew. At this point, you side-eye everything on here. You don't believe nothing they saying, because what is real, what is fake? Right? But anyway, y'all, that's my review of this week's episode. Y'all let me know. Shout out to the replay watchers. Let me know in the comments what y'all gave this episode on a scale of 1 to 10. I said a 5, but baby, that is being generous, like Tasha said. So I'm going to drop mine down to a 3. Baby, I don't even know if I want to give it a 3 for real. I'll leave it at a 3, but y'all let me know what y'all give it. Make sure you like this video up and make sure that you subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. And I'm going to see you all later. Make sure you all watch the current videos that I have dropped on my channel about the TD McNutt situation, also about the trans father who unalived basically some members of his family. I also dropped that video. I'm working on other content as well. So make sure y'all keep your notification buttons on, hype up the videos, review the videos so that we can get out there in the YouTube streets. Okay? All right, y'all. I love y'all. May y'all have a happy and blessed Sunday. Bye.